and finding a comfortable seat. So as always, you are welcome to sit forward in your chair a little bit, find those sit bones, start to engage the core. If it feels a little easier starting out to relax into your chair, you're also welcome to do that. Do just peek down, kind of see that your knees are landing over your ankles. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're a little shorter, you could always give yourself a little support underneath your feet if you need, so that knees are kind of even with the hips. So make any little adjustments that you need, use any props that feel good. And let's just roll the shoulders back a few times. And then let's roll forward. Good, roll back again. I'm not sure. My screen is strobing. I don't know if everybody else's is. Here's Martha. I'm gonna just fix this, see if that helps. All right, welcome Martha. Okay, so roll the shoulders back again. And then you're gonna allow your shoulder blades to release down your back. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose here. And then you're gonna open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. Couple more times, just like that. Smooth, deep inhale through the nose, pause at the top. See if you can sip in a little more air. Ha, let the breath go. One more time at your pace. And then starting to find the rhythm of your breath. So inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose. If you practice Ujjayi breath, so that breath where we constrict the sides of the throat, we make a little sound as we're inhaling and exhaling, you're welcome to do that. Eyes are closed here. You're sitting nice and tall. So rooting into your feet, rooting into your sit bones, using that anchoring sensation to help you lengthen through the sides of your waist. Back of the neck is nice and long, so make sure you're not throwing your head back or releasing your chin down. You're splitting the difference, so your chin is parallel to the floor. And we're just going to be quiet here for a few moments. So initially that can feel a little challenging sometimes. It's hard to get the head to quiet down. We can become easily distracted by sound happening around us. Just do the best you can and be okay with it not looking perfect, whatever that means. Some days this happens pretty easily. Some days it's a little more challenging. Do a little scan, make sure that there isn't any tension that has crept into your body. So typically sitting here, that might look like the shoulders creeping up around the ears, so soften them down. Maybe you're clenching your fingers, release there. Maybe there's some tension in your face and jaw. Again, just soften. So sure, there is effort to be seated like this, but we also want to find that balance of ease. And maybe as we sit here a moment or two more, you find that this starts to get a little bit easier. It might just be the smallest amount. So for those of us that have been practicing together for a lot of years, it's as though we've trained this response in our brain when we arrive together and we start breathing together and moving together. So we do stop to drop into this place of stillness. And this is cool because we can take this practice that we've cultivated out into the world. So we can use this. This is a tool when we're feeling stressed out, a little anxious in life. We can pause and breathe and check in. Okay, take a nice deep inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. And then blink your eyes open. Welcome, Amy Hillman. And we're going to just get into the shoulders a little bit. So this is true of any poses that we come into. If something isn't working for you, you modify it, you play around to see if something feels a little better. You can also just skip the poses if it's not happening. So I'm going to ask you to bring your fingertips to your shoulders. And we're going to just start to make some circles with the elbows. So if that doesn't feel good, you could just do the shoulder shrugs again. So making shoulders circles in that direction. These can be small, they can be bigger, whatever is kind of calling to you today, whatever feels good in your body. And you're kind of just paying attention to what's going on. Are you getting some clicks and cracks, noticing? Beautiful work, everybody. And then let's just start to switch directions. And maybe you're going to notice how, so when we're going forward, we kind of get into the back of the neck a little more, the thoracic area. When we're taking the elbows back, I feel a little more stretch across the heart and chest, across the pectorals. Good work, and nice modifications that I'm seeing too. All right. So let's just go ahead and release the arms back down. And then just start to bring your chin towards your chest. Oof, maybe just even find a little movement here. So I always find this first chin to chest action, always a lot of intensity in the back of the neck. It's hard to let it go. Sometimes my shoulders start to creep up around my ears. So we're mindful to keep relaxing those down. And we're just taking several deep breaths. Use the inhale to try to find space in the back of your neck. Use the exhale to find a little more length and release. Good, let's inhale. Bring your head up so chin is parallel to the floor. Good, and then as we exhale, start to lean your right ear towards that right shoulder. And you might not get very far. You're going to start to feel this stretch on the left side of the neck. So these are our scalene muscles, and relative to the work that they do, they're pretty tiny. So they're pretty amazing. This is why we have a lot of tension here. Again, are the shoulders kind of creeping up, trying to help a little bit? See if you can get them out of the equation. So relaxing down. Breath smooth and steady. Exhale being sent to the left side of your neck. Good. Inhale up to center. And then exhale. Just laying that left ear towards your left shoulder is like a spring tulip that's like getting a little droopy at the end of its very short life. But thank God we have them because they're so happy this time of year. How is this side different in your body? Sometimes we kind of have a go-to side that is our intense side, especially in the neck. Actually, this is true of all of the stretches that we do, but it's interesting because sometimes it can jump to the other side. So always good to observe and to notice, to get curious. All right, so we're gonna water our tulip. Inhale, comes back upright. Good work. Let's start to release our chin down towards our chest again. Maybe it's already feeling a little easier. What's happened with your breath? Has it gotten shallow? Maybe just find that Ujjayi breath again. Good, and then this time we're going to keep our chin tucked. As you exhale, start to bring right ear towards right shoulder. It's going to get into some different places. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, left ear towards the left shoulder. Good, exhale. Come forward. Good, inhale. Exhale. So just moving with your breath like this, several rounds here. So little mini vinyasa, simple vinyasa connecting movement with breath and just trying to find a little space, create a little ease in the neck and shoulders. Beautiful work, everyone. All right, so the next time that right ear is off towards the right shoulder, just hang out there. Maybe release your left arm by your side, so that might intensify things a little bit. If you go there and it doesn't feel good, just place that hand back on your thigh. Keep breathing, maybe a little smile, even though this is intense. Good, and then if you would like a little more still, take your right hand to the top of your head, apply some gentle pressure. Beautiful work. Good, so just release your right hand if you took that variation. Hands come back to your thighs. Exhale. Chin stays tucked as you come to center. Couple of breaths here. Let the shoulder blades release down your back. And then inhale, keeping chin tucked. Bring that left ear towards your left shoulder. And just several breaths here. So nice long hold, getting curious about how this side feels different. Maybe release right fingertips towards the floor, intensifying that stretch if it feels okay to do so, skipping it if it doesn't. And then finally, maybe bringing your left hand to the top of your head, just applying a little pressure, nice and easy about that. And again, skipping it if it doesn't feel good on this side. It can be a fine line between like feels good and just feels too intense. So you have to be really smart about that. One of the things I love most about our yoga practice is that it does train us to observe physical sensations, mental, emotional sensations. And then we can start to make little adjustments so that we have a greater sense of ease. All right, so if that hand is on your head, just release that left arm down. Keep your chin tucked, exhale. Come back to center. And then a few breaths here. So hopefully this is the easiest it's felt to have your chin tucked towards your chest. Feeling that lengthening, that stretching through the back of your neck. Good. And then nice and easy as you inhale, just start to bring your gaze forward, lengthen the neck. So coming to our nice mountain pose, our Tadasana. Good. Make any little adjustments that you need to. You can check in, just see again, the knees are over your ankles, legs are about hips distance apart. Good, good. And then let's inhale. Take the arms out wide, so palms face forward. Shoulders like to creep up here, so release them down. So shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other and release towards your tailbone. Gentle twist here, so deep inhale. Exhale, start to twist to the right. And you don't have to go very far, especially if twists are challenging in your body. It might be the tiniest amount. So we're going to take our left hand to the inside of our left thigh if you're going less deep. Or maybe if you want to go a little further, if twists are a little easier, left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Wherever you're at, you're getting a little leverage so that you can open up across your heart and chest. We're thinking cobra pose in the upper body. Lengthen the spine. Your inhale is going to help you to find that. As you exhale and empty out, you can kind of twist in a little deeper. You can think of your spine as a washcloth and you're just wringing it out here. You might be moving towards bringing your gaze out over that right shoulder if it feels okay in the neck. Feel all of this nice length through that left side. So if you want to do a little lateral twist here, as you inhale, you can stretch your left arm up and over. You might come out of the twist a little bit. Yeah, these look good. Feel those shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other. Maybe you start to gaze up underneath that left arm. Really lovely. It's kind of a reverse warrior feeling in the upper body here. Let's take one more deep inhale. Good. Exhale. Just release your left hand down. And then inhale, unwind yourself. Couple of breaths in your Tadasana, your mountain pose. So just letting that side go before we take that sequence to the second side. Making any little adjustments that you need to. So sort of fine tuning. Good work. As we inhale, we stretch the arms out wide. So make sure that wrists are in line with shoulders and that shoulders aren't creeping up around the ears. Feel that rootedness into your sit bones here. Deep inhale. And exhale. Twist any amount to the left. So you don't have to go far at all. This side might look a lot different. Good. Grab a piece of chair behind you. Right hand to your right thigh, maybe left thigh, wherever you're at. You're pressing your shoulder heads back. You're feeling this openness across your heart and chest, that lift of the sternum up towards the ceiling. And then maybe you begin to bring your gaze out over that left shoulder or move in that direction. Breath smooth and steady. And again, just staying here like this. If you'd like to inhale, find a little lateral stretch here with this twist. Reach that right arm up and over. Maybe bringing your gaze up underneath that right arm. These look so good. Couple more good breaths here. Find lots of space. Good. As you exhale, release your right hand back down. And then inhale, unwind. Come to center. And let's just release that twist with nice little forward fold here. So if you do have blocks at home or books, you can use those. So we're just going to roll into our Uttanasana. And conversely, if this is kind of contraindicated in your body, so it's not so good to come into these deep forward folds, I want you to take a chair in front of you or a piece of furniture in front of you. So you kind of split the difference. You're not going as deep. So we all play with the best place to be in our own bodies. Wherever you're at, do try to let the back of your neck lengthen down. So it's a little bit of that feeling that we had when we were tucking our chin in towards our chest. And you might just be doing that too again. So sitting upright, chin releasing towards your chest, maybe letting the shoulders round forward a little bit. In these forward folds, we're using gravity to help us find a little lengthening in the spine, to help us find space between the discs and the vertebra. A few more good breaths here. And then as you inhale, you're going to just slowly roll on up to seated to your mountain pose. Good. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up towards your ears. Find some tension in your face and your body. And sigh the breath out. Let the shoulders release down. Good work. Inhale, do an ugly zoom face, and exhale, release. Couple more. Nice work. And let's just carry this into some seated cat-cow. So hands on thighs, knees. As you inhale, you're going to rock forward on your sit bones. You're finding this arch in your lumbar, shoulder heads press back. Exhale, round in. So moving to the backs of your sit bones, chin releasing towards chest. Inhaling, arching. Good. Exhaling, rounding in. Good. And then just continuing like this. So finding a little vinyasa. Vinyasa happens anytime we connect movement with the breath. Can be really, really simple. In fact, sometimes I think the simpler, the better. Mostly it has this lovely calming quality. It helps us to find this beautiful rhythm inside our bodies. Our brains love that too. Beautiful work. So if you'd like to add arms here, the next time you're inhaling and arching, maybe extend that right arm forward and up. Exhale, round in, release that arm down. And then inhaling, switching sides. Yeah, you can lift that arm as high as feels good. You can skip it. And you're more than welcome. We don't usually do this, but after you finish the left side, if you want to play with lifting both arms and you feel steady and balanced doing that, you can kind of play with that. So that gets into the core a little bit. Nice work. Couple more. So if you're doing alternate arms, you're going to end on your left side. We're all going to meet back in our mountain pose. Good breath or two when you get here. Just checking in, maybe even closing your eyes. So there's something nice about that, kind of just shutting out the outside world so we don't get distracted. When our attention goes to different places visually, can trigger thinking. That's even true with sounds that happen. All right, so blinking your eyes open, releasing your arms by your side. So another little flow sequence here, just side to side lateral stretching. So rooting into both sit bones as you inhale, extend your right arm up and over. Good, exhale, release down. Inhale, left arm up and over. Exhale, release, and then you continue like this. So if you're feeling a little lethargic, maybe you speed things up. Feeling a little anxious, like there's too many things on the to-do list, like it feels like a Monday, maybe you slow the breath down, you stretch it out. So we can kind of use our breath as this tool to help modify how we're feeling energetically. These look really lovely. Let's do a couple more to each side and then we'll come into hold. All right, the next time that right arm is reaching up and over, just hang out there. Maybe start to wrap these left ribs up a little more, maybe even start to gaze up underneath that top arm if it feels okay in your neck to do so. And then just pretend that somebody is gently pressing down on your right thigh so you're really anchoring down. It's okay if that side lifts up a little bit. We want a sense of rootedness. A deep inhale. Exhale, release. And then inhale, left arm reaches up and over. So that palm is spinning to face behind you in that lifted arm. Shoulder blades are releasing down. Gently spinning these right ribs up towards the ceiling. And then again, just find that idea of feeling rooted, especially in that left thigh, that left sit bone. And then just check in with your breath again. It's always nice to do that periodically. Sometimes it gets a little shallow. It starts to do its own thing. It goes rogue. One more deep inhale. Good. As you exhale, release down. Let's get into the hips a little bit, and we're going to add a little lateral stretch to that. So we're going to come into our seated pigeon pose. And I'll give you a variation if this doesn't work in your body. But from our mountain pose here, we're going to take our right ankle and cross it above the left knee. And for those of us who do this pose pretty regularly, you can take your right hand, just gently press that right thigh down towards the floor. Okay, so if this isn't in the cards in your body today, another nice little hip opener that you can find from your chair here is just to walk this right leg off to the side any amount. So we're getting that same action. And then again, you can take your hand and this time you're pressing back So just finding this nice hip opening. You're going to feel this in the groin potentially. Notice if you're starting to slouch a little bit in the upper body, you're still keeping this lengthening sensation through the sides of your waist. And then you're keeping the breath smooth and steady. Just noticing how this feels. All right, so we're gonna play with a little lateral stretch. We're gonna do both sides and just see what it feels like. So let's go ahead and release our left hand down, and you can do that wherever you're at. You can hold on to a piece of chair, rooting into the sit bones. Inhale. Right arm reaches up and over, so it's like a little reverse warrior here. Spinning those left ribs up towards the ceiling. There's a subtle, subtle sense of twist. Maybe gazing up underneath that top arm. These look great. Good. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, release that right arm down. And then so you can press into your thigh again. You can hold on to a piece of chair. Root into both sit bones. Inhale this left arm up and over. And then just notice how this feels. So for me, I'm feeling a little more constricted on this right side, and that makes sense since we're hinging at this hip crease here. But I do feel a lot of length on this left side. So as I really reach for those fingertips, I'm trying to find even more of that. So I'm doing all of that. I'm feeling my shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other. Good work. You can always take breaks if you need to. And if this isn't working for you, you could always bring your fingers to the back of your head too. That would be another good modification. Beautiful, beautiful work. All right, we inhale. Come up to center here. And then since we're here, let's just find a little forward fold in this seated pigeon pose. So you might be using your blocks here. So, or your table in front of you. Just start to hinge forward any amount. You might be pretty upright. It might be fingertips on a tabletop in front of you. If you're a little more open, if you kind of like that sensation of the hip stretch, you fold in. And of course, if you are in this variation here, it looks like this. And it for sure gets deeper. I feel it in the hamstring, the glute, the outer hip. So a lot of big muscles that attach here. So really, really nice stretch, but an intense stretch. So as you exhale, just visualize your breath going to this area, creating a little sense of space and ease. Couple more good breaths. All right, we're going to inhale, roll on up. And since we're pretty close to being there, let's go ahead and just entirely cross right thigh over left thigh. And you can do that if you're in this hip opening variation. Bring feet back together, and if it's available, take right thigh over left thigh. So whereas we were just finding the hip opening, now our hips are neutral. So both hips are facing the same direction. I want you to fire up the outer hips. Think of them squeezing in towards each other, inner thighs squeeze in towards each other. And that might just be more of a visualization or an image. But think of everything coming into the midline. So you're really contained here. Good work. And then we're going to inhale, take our arms out wide. We're going to give ourselves a little Springboard hug. So we're going to take the right arm underneath. Good. Grab the outer edges of your shoulders here. Let's inhale, lift the elbows up. Exhale, release down. So just flossing out the shoulders here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Beautiful work. One more. Inhale, lift. Stay here. Root into those sit bones again. Maybe you stay like this. Maybe you can bring the backs of your hands together. Maybe you can reach around, pretzel yourself, press palms. So this is our eagle pose, our Garudasana. Finally, again, if you would like to hinge forward at your waist, any amount, just finding a little forward fold. You can go to any place here. Those of us with a little more flexibility, maybe you come in deeper, hooking that right elbow on top of the right knee. Gaze slightly forward in front of you. So a little drishti point, little gazing point to help keep you balanced. Wonderful work. Are you breathing? Good. As we inhale, we come on up. Oh, and then we exhale, fly it away. Very nice. Lovely. And then we're going to take that sequence to the second side. So uncrossing your right thigh. Side to side, poses can look different. So know that that's okay. Sometimes we need to skip a side. That's also okay. So options, again, crossing left ankle above right knee. And then maybe gently pressing down into that left thigh if it feels okay. And you kind of enjoy that sensation that you're getting in your hip if this is available to you. Another option here is to just open up this leg any amount, and it might not be very much at all. So we're all built different. We can get really attached to thinking that these poses need to look like a specific thing, and they don't. The important piece is that we're exploring our bodies, finding some stretch, finding some sensation, creating some strength. So it's going to be different for all of us, and it's going to be different every time we show up. Side to side, our bodies can feel really different. So you're always noticing that. Maybe check in with the shoulders again here. Have they started to creep up around the ears? They're sneaky. They do it with us without us even being aware. So just soften down. Make sure that you're not gripping the sides of the neck. Make sure that there's not tension in your face and jaw. It's only yoga. Just best to smile. Good, really nice here. A couple more breaths just like this, just finding that nice hip opening. Kind of nice when we do these longer holds sometimes. It's like it gives the body permission to ease in and open up. Okay, so we're going to come into the lateral stretch on both sides. So we're going to start going in the opposite direction. So kind of like a reverse warrior in the upper body. So release your right hand down. Hand can be on thigh, or you can grab a piece of chair that might feel like you can get a little, feel a little more rooted. And then as we inhale, we take that left arm up and over. And there's a little bit of a twist here. So you're wrapping those right ribs up towards the ceiling, feeling shoulder blades stack on top of each other. These look great. Maybe begin to bring your gaze up underneath that top arm. So a little hip stretch, a little side stretch. Dare I say it's like peanut butter and chocolate, better together. That might be a little extreme. All right, deep inhale. As you exhale, release that left side down, and then the same thing. So hold onto a piece of chair with the left hand or hand on thigh. Root into your sit bones. Inhale. Reach that right arm up and over. And it is nice. We do get lots of length here. So this is like our extended side angle pose, a variation of that. This time we're twisting our left ribs up And I'm seeing this modification again, where you're just bringing your fingertips to the back of the neck. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. You could even be doing a little of the lateral stretch with your arm released by your side. So all good possibilities. Breath smooth and steady. A couple more good ones here. Beautiful work. As we inhale, we're going to come on up. All right. And then we're going to transition into our eagle legs. So if you opened up that left foot on the floor, just heel toe it in, cross it over. Same thing if you were in the seated pigeon pose. So just taking a breath or two here. So finding mountain pose in the upper body and sit bones rooting down evenly too. Your hips are facing forward. They're the same direction. So we're not getting all of that hip stretch in this pose. And think everything squeezing into the midline. Beautiful, beautiful work. Good. We're going to inhale, stretch our arms out wide and give ourselves a little hug. Left arm underneath. Beautiful. So elbows stacking and then just flossing out the shoulder. So inhale, lift any amount. It might be tiny. Exhale, release the elbows down. Little flow here. Inhaling, lifting. Exhale, release down. Couple more like this. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, releasing down. Good. Inhale, lift. Good. So stay here like this for a couple of breaths. Maybe the backs of the hands come together. Maybe you can reach around, press palms. In either of those or any of those variations, same thing's happening, even though it looks a little different. So the elbows lift up, but the shoulder blades release down. So it's like they're going in opposite directions. Good. And then your choice, you can stay here like this if you would like to hinge forward, fold in. And I just realized that I robbed you of the forward fold in our seated pigeon. It will be okay. I do apologize. So maybe we'll give this one a little extra hold if you're here. And of course, sometimes coming into these forward folds can make us feel a little unstable, a little unsteady. As always, feeling safe is the most important thing. So you can skip any of these variations. Good, really beautiful work. We're going to inhale. Come on up, fly. There you go, arms away. Whew. Exhale, release down. Good. And then just go ahead and uncross that left thigh. So coming back to your Tadasana, to your mountain pose. And let's close our eyes. Let's do another little check-in here. Good, blink your eyes open. And let's move into little camel pose, so little back bending before we start to wind down. So from your mountain pose, so we're gonna just find this opening across the heart and chest. So a couple of options. Let's play with all of them today. So let's start with our hands on our thighs. And then let's wing our elbows forward. So it's kind of like you're doing the funky chicken dance. And just notice how that feels. So the shoulder heads come forward, kind of start to round a little bit. Squeeze the elbows in towards each other. And notice how you're already starting to get this sensation of cobra pose, this sensation of back bend. So we start to open up across the pectorals. Good, and then maybe ground down into your hands a little more. Keep those elbows squeezing in, gaze slightly forward. And already, without doing anything but just breathing and anchoring, we get this nice back bend in our thoracic. So you can stay here just exactly as you are. Maybe you start to bring your gaze up and release your head back. You're only doing this if it feels okay. So some of us come here and it feels like we can't breathe. If that's you, just go ahead and back yourself out. Couple more breaths. Good. And then as you inhale, nice and slow, come on out. Just relax. Maybe it would feel good to release your arms by your side. So let's try that again. This time, let's grab onto the edges of our chair. So instead of rooting down, it's almost like we're going to pull up, but it's going to give us that same action. All right. So holding on, and you can think elbows kind of squeezing in towards each other behind your back. So find that root feeling, shoulder heads pressed back. And you're getting this lovely back bend in the thoracic. Of course, you're feeling it in the lumbar a little bit as well. And then again, your choice. Maybe you start to lean your head back if that feels okay. And then one more addition here. On your next inhale, perhaps reach your right fingertips up and back any amount. Exhale, release. Inhale, left. Fingertips reach up and back. Doesn't matter how far you go. Exhale, release. Inhale, pull up on your chair. Feel a little more extension of your sternum up towards the ceiling. Good, full, complete exhale. And then inhale. Just back your way out. Beautiful work. Good. Take a couple of breaths here. So one more. This time, let's bring our hands to our hips. Same actions. So elbows squeeze in towards each other. Inhale, breathe into this thoracic upper chest. Just imagine that this wheel is in your heart spinning up towards the ceiling. And then the same thing here. Keep elbows squeezing in. Maybe bring your gaze up any amount, perhaps even letting your head, your neck release back. And then again, if you would like, inhale, stretch that right arm up. Good, and let's keep the right arm there as you inhale, stretch the left arm up. Take an exhale. And then as you inhale, slowly rolling out, really nice. So just a nice gentle twist to release that back bending. So let's just do a little Utkatasana chair pose twist here. So from our mountain pose, we're going to inhale, stretch our arms out, and I'm going to give you a couple options. So you can do the same twist that we did at the beginning of class. So exhale, twist to the right, release down, hand can be to the inside of that left thigh or right thigh. If you wanted to go a little deeper here, you're going to inhale, stretch your arms out. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. So they press here. Good, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, so a couple of options. You stay upright and you twist. Or you hinge forward and twist in, maybe bringing your left elbow to the inside of the left thigh or the outside of that right thigh. You find a little leverage. Wherever you're at, you're vigorously pressing palms together. If you're in this twisted chair pose, these look great. And again, you might just be repeating the twists that we did at the beginning of class. They're both good. They're both accomplishing the same thing, helping to bring the spine back to neutral. Good. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, come to center. Unwind, just release your arms down. Nice work. All right. Here we go. Inhale, arms reach out. So stay here like this, twist to the left, or perhaps bring your palms together so they come to prayer position. Really press there. Deep inhale, lengthen. Good. So exhale, you can simply twist to the left. Maybe you hinge forward and twist. Again, elbow might come to the inside of the right thigh or the outside of the left. Wherever you're at, you're pressing your palms towards heart center. You're using that to help you get a little leverage to help open yourself up. So you're wrapping those right ribs up towards the ceiling. Maybe you gaze up over that left shoulder. Try to bring a little attention to your inhale. So you're trying to fill up. It's trickier when we're constricted like this. Good, deep inhale. And as you exhale, unwind, come back to center. Good, and then just maybe give yourself a little shake out, roll the shoulders, anything that you need here. This is where I do my tap dancing intermission. So I told you guys this is going to be really bad. It was a special request at the beginning of class for any of you that missed it. This is what Jana conceives tap dancing to be. I'm sorry, it was horrible. It will never happen again. Try to clear that image from your mind as you come into your final resting pose here. So nice Shavasana, whatever that looks like for you. Might be seated in quiet meditation. Maybe it is available for you to get on the floor and come into a classic Shavasana. Maybe you want to rest on a table in front of you or come into a forward fold. So these are all good places to be. Wherever you're at, really give yourself permission to drop in, to get quiet, to rest, to make contact with that place inside of you that is creative and wise and knows what you need. And Shavasana. Take a deeper inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. Wiggle fingers, toes. Stretch out. So just finding any movement in your body that feels good. And then placing your palms, a pile on top of your heart, just sending yourself love and gratitude, sending your body love and gratitude. It is such a gift to be able to work like this, to move together, to breathe together. It's not always easy, but it does make a difference in how we feel. So just promise yourself that you're going to carry some of this good feeling with you into the rest of the day, the rest of the week, the rest of the month ahead. Just bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today, yogis. So good to see all of you as always. Thank you. Namaste.